Alright! Hello and welcome. It is 1:45 a.m., but I'm not really sleepy. And I just want to try this out. Okay, I have created a build that is very similar to just about the top build for the Necromancer. I'll give it a try. Okay, looks like someone else has got a Greater Rift 150 also. Let's see what they've got. Okay, so my build is... here's another 4,000 bot. Most likely a bot anyways. So my build is very similar to theirs. I have one change. Well, I guess I have a couple changes. I don't know if it makes a difference, but I'm not using Flavor of Time. I just don't have a good version of the Flavor of Time, and for the play style here of this build, I don't know if you need the Flavor of Time. No, maybe, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like you're really doing that much with pylons, but I don't know. My opinion of that might change later, but you know, this is going to be my first run through. I think the most difficult part for me is going to be how to win it. How to win the Greater Rift, so... I like to use this guy as the real example, this godly guy, because these other two people are almost obviously, they've got to be bots. You can't be level 4,900 without being something to automatically generate levels for you and play for you while you're asleep or something. But this guy here, he's level 1,800. That's at least somewhat realistic. And... my build is almost exactly like theirs. Like I said, I don't have this. I think some of these items are optional. I don't know how much you need an item like this. Being immune to knockback and stun. I guess that can help, you know, in certain cases. I think the shoulders are completely optional. I'm not using these shoulders, but I think that different people are also using different shoulders. Okay, see, now this is the one I'm using. I'm using Pauldron of the Skeleton King. But I am doing some stuff differently, and also my items are probably nowhere near as good as some of these people. Like this item here, this is... looks like it's almost primal. Aside from that intelligence, which is on the low side, the damage is, looks like it's almost maximum. The secondary skills dealing 395%, that's almost maximum. So he's got some advantages there. Alright, so what are my differences? First of all, I'm using this Iron Rose. Attacking with Siphon Blood gives you a 100% chance to cast a free Blood Nova. I don't know whether or not this is going to work. Most of the people are actually having to use an actual Nova skill and cast it that way. And by the way, okay, maybe you're not even aware of how this build works, but basically, it's basically these two items combining. This boosts the damage of secondary skills. Death Nova is a secondary skill, so they combine pretty well. But the thing is, you've got to have lots and lots and lots of enemies in a small area, within 25 yards. And then that's when you do really, really big damage. So you hoard a bunch of enemies together in one area, And then basically you start hitting Death Nova. Well, okay. In their builds, that's when you start hitting Death Nova, which is right here. And this guy's using the Blight one. So he is hitting the Death Nova, and it does massive amounts of damage. And the primary idea is at the 500 kill streak mark, the angels come down. And you want to hit that 500 kill streak mark right before the Rift Guardian comes out. So you've got to time it really, really well, because it's those angels that are going to kill the Rift Guardian. This build alone has no chance of killing the Rift Guardian. This build is only effective against massive numbers of creatures. I think even a Rift Guardian that summons up creatures won't be able to kill the Rift Guardian. But certainly not a Rift Guardian that's just alone. You've got to have those angels. So it's a little tricky. You got to be able to time that well. You can't lose the kill streak bonus. If you lose that bonus, you might as well just start over there. You're not going to fill the rift, finish the rift probably. All right, so you've got these two. You hit the Death Nova. Now the thing is, when you use this item to cast your Death Nova, your Bone Nova, which has I want to say 60-second cooldown time, gets reduced by 4 seconds. You're hitting this a lot, causing your Bone Armor skill to go down, 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 down fast, because your attack speed goes up really fast when you do this because of the way some of the items work on here. Well, that's going to reduce the cooldown time, the remaining time, not the cooldown time, the remaining time, the remaining duration of it by 4 seconds each time. So if you do it 20 times really fast, boom, it's going to be run out. And you have to recast it. But I think with mine, I'm going to have to look at it, but I'm not really sure. I played it a little bit, but not seriously. Because I'm using this, I'm attacking with it with a 100% chance to cast a free Blood Nova. And I think, first of all, it frees up a skill slot. I don't need to have the actual Death Nova skill here, because I'm casting it for free. I'm choosing to go with Decrepify and Borrowed Time, which is going to get me a 1% cooldown reduction for every enemy cursed, and I'm going to be cursing a lot of them. I'm also going to be constantly, because I'm casting Death Nova with my Siphon Blood, I'm going to be constantly generating essence, which means this Aquila Quiver should always be on. I should never be below 95%, even as much as I'm going to be casting this. This is my only essence spender, my only mana spender right here. So this should always be on, because I'm always going to be generating. Whenever I do a Death Nova or anything, I'm going to have so much essence. This should never be below 95. So this will always be on. I'm hoping that by casting my Novas in this way, it won't reduce the cooldown time of the Bone Armor. I'm hoping. Not the cooldown time, the remaining time. But if it does, I'm going to have so many enemies cursed with this. Plus I've got my cooldown time here doubled. I'm hoping that should never be an issue. Now, I don't know if it is an issue normally with the other players. Probably not. I mean, they're doing Greater Rifts 150, so it's probably not an issue. But, it'd be nice to know that I at least contributed something towards the build by using this instead. Let me just shut him off for 1 minute, so he doesn't keep doing that. That's normally a bone golem. Okay, what other differences do I got? Okay, I don't use Flavor of Time. I don't really have a good amulet to use. If I had a good Flavor of Time, I might put it in there. But this Blood Nova is not poison, it is physical damage. So I need things that boost physical skills. The only reason why I'm using Kimbo's Gold is because it's primal and it's got that bonus to physical skills. I really don't have any other good amulet to put in here. I might like a Hellfire amulet if it had a good passive skill, but I don't have any of them with a good passive skill for this build. I really don't have anything. I think the thing I would like the most would be a good Wisdom of Caldesann. But once again, I really don't have anything I can put in there. I mean, I might be able to go with this, but you know, for the extra 5 stacks for bone armor. But I think I'd rather have that bonus to physical skills. Okay, what else do I got here? They've been using Krelm's buff. Do I even have? I don't think I even have a Krelm's buff. I'm not going. I don't have a Krelm's buff. I am not going with Nemesis braces because I don't think you want too many elites. The more elites that you kill, the faster you're going to get up to that point where the Rift Guardian comes out. But you don't actually want to get there too fast. You want to make sure you kill enough non-elites to get your kill streak up. So this, I think, in this build actually is going to be disadvantageous. And I went with Lakuni Prowlers merely because it's got 5 primary skills and not the normal 4. So, you know, I boosted up my physical skills, and now it's also got the armor, intelligence, vitality, and attack speed. That's the only reason why I chose the Lakuni Prowlers. I really didn't have another good pair of bracers to use in place of this, so I went with that. Bane of the Trapped. I think the other guy was using... I think a couple of guys used Bane of the Trap, but the other guy was using this one. I don't know which one's going to work better. I think I'm going to have enough health regeneration that I won't need something like this, because I've got a lot of life per hit. And when you're doing your thing, I think you're going to be hitting a lot of enemies, but I don't know. I don't know exactly how the mechanics are going to work. So I might switch to this, but I'm just going to go with the extra damage dealt for now with the Bane of the Trapped. As I said, I've got this. Iron Rose, I boosted up Death Nova. I got to put a gem in there. Let's just stick a gem in there. The other small difference that I've got, okay, this Pain Enhancer is going to greatly increase attack speed, because everyone that is bleeding in the area gives you a 3% increase to your attack speed, and you're going to have so many people bleeding that you're going to get a huge attack speed, and you're just going to cast your Death Nova or whatever, and it's just going to happen, and you're going to get like 20 of them in 1 second almost. Critical hits cause the enemy to bleed as physical over 3 seconds. So we've got our critical hit up pretty well. They do anyways. I thought I did too. I thought I boosted mine up higher, I guess. Okay. I was thinking of changing that 23,000 life per hit over to boost critical hit per set chance. But I may not need it, because I've done something a little different. In this weapon here, I added 34% chance to bleed enemies over 5 seconds. So I think that bleeding is going to be the same as this bleeding from the Pain Enhancer. So I won't need to rely solely on critical hits. So I'll have the critical hits giving me bleeding, but I'll also have this weapon giving me critical hit. I'm hoping. I'm hoping that's how this is going to work. I was also going to put it in here, because that option is available here also, but it was going to be really tough to get, because there's like 20 different properties you can get when you go to the Enchantress to switch out an ability, and Death Nova came up first, so I figured bonus to Death Nova damage is going to be just as good as the bleeding. I'm hoping. Alright, so I've got that little difference there. I've got a chance to inflict bleed right there. I think that's about it. These are the shoulders I'm using. I don't really have any other good shoulders. Reduced cooldown of all skills. That's just the basic one that came up. I don't even know if I'll even need that or not, but bonus to Death Nova damage there. I could redo that a couple more times, get it up to 15%, but just want to see if I can even get this build to work first. This concept might not even work. Siphon Blood, casting a free Blood Nova. I don't know if that's even going to be compatible with this and with the Blood Tide Blade. I'm hoping it will be, but really don't know. Okay, I've got to put a socket in this. That's something that I forgot. Alright, so my critical hit damage 100... 230. These are both relatively low, but I just didn't get bonus to critical hit chance on very many things. Like I said, I was thinking of putting it here, but you know, I don't know how much I'm going to need that life per hit. I've already got it in here. Maybe I won't need it in both, and I can switch that out to critical hit chance. I really don't know yet at this point. I think I can switch that out to critical hit chance, but I think that physical skills came up first, so I really don't know if I'll need the critical hit chance because I've got the bleed in this item, and I was going to try and get the bleed in this too, which I might do, and that would hopefully help me get more. But I don't know, I really think that the main thing for me, at least for the first few rounds, is going to be trying to get that 500 kill streak thing to kick in right when the Rift Guardian's coming out. That's going to be the trickiest part for me. Hopefully I'll be able to do it. Alright, I'm going to just give it a try and see what happens. Skills, I think I got most the same ones. I got this Blood Rush here, healing me as I teleport through enemies. Obviously I've got the Siphon Blood, which allows me to cast the free Blood Nova. With my Bone Armor, I'm going with increased movement speed. I don't know if that's the best choice, but that's what I'm going with for now. This is Bone Golem. The Bone Golem basically allows you to somewhat pull all of your enemies into a certain spot. So you command him to go here, and he's supposed to suck all the enemies into that one spot, which can be helpful in this situation, in this kind of build. I've got Decrepify, so I'm gonna decrease their movement speed, and I'm gonna reduce their damage by 30%, and I'm gonna gain 1% cooldown reduction for every enemy cursed. Frailty. This is one that most people that I've seen are using the actual casting of the curse, and I think they're going with early grave. I don't even know if I'm gonna need frailty at all, but it does cost essence. I think I'd rather have the free one to try and help make sure my Achilloquirus is always on. I got standalone, final service. The rest are kind of, some of them are kind of optional. Receive a 1% bonus for each enemy affected by one of your curses. Should be, I should have a whole boatload of enemies cursed, so I should be gaining a pretty good damage bonus from here. My life regeneration increased by 10% for each enemy within 20 yards. I don't know if that's the best choice there, but that's the one I'm gonna go with. Alright. Here we go. We'll see if I play this correctly. This might be a waste. It's also highly dependent upon the maps. If I get a map that seems like I won't be able to herd a lot of creatures together in one area, I'll probably be just running right through that. Oh yeah, and in my cube, I've got the illusory boots, the stone gauntlets and ice climbers. They're a combo that doesn't seem like they should go together, but they actually do. They work. This ability here cancels out the negative effects of the stone gauntlets. By the way, I got these stone gauntlets. I don't know if it was just a random drop or I got it from blood shards going for gloves. I'm not sure, but I do not have a strength-based character. I do not have a crusader or a barbarian or anything like that. These just dropped randomly for me. So yeah, I've got the blood tie blade, I've got the illusory boots, so I can just move around freely, which is almost necessary in this build. And then I got convention of the elements here. So here we go. I'm gonna give it a try. We'll see how well it works. We'll see if this siphon blood works. I think a lot of people have just a regular shield here or something else, but I'm gonna try it with Blood Nova. All right, here we go. Okay, this looks like a good start. Good map. Let's just see how well it just works here. I'm just gonna try and herd a bunch of enemies into one area. Sure what just killed me there. Alright.
The night embraces you.
Killed a bunch of them. Okay, so it did reduce this by 4 seconds each time. Trying to get used to this concept here. Try and get a few more.
Get him over here. And over there. Still trying to get used to it. Just gotta try and lure him over here. Over here. Got them all. So that's kind of the concept there.
Give it more time.
Forgot I got no. Trying to lure him over here. I don't think I'm getting works a little bit. I'm still trying to get used to it, obviously. Alright, I don't think I'm gonna have any left here. I'm still getting used to it. I think maybe I'm just taking too much time. Oh, wow.
Golem is gone. I've got to be careful with my golem going. Might need that other one after all. Where are the other ones? I did that wrong. I'm supposed to do it over here. I did it wrong. I should have done that over there. So this is probably a bad area to do it. Get that guy over here. I gotta get these guys to come over here. So this is definitely a bad area to do this. I didn't get him. Alright, so I think Come on. Why isn't that door opening? I don't think it's gonna work here either. Like I said, you gotta get the right map. I don't think you can do anything in this area here. Obviously I didn't do it in time, but I just want to see if...
can abide you no longer.
This map also is a bad map. Normally this area's got lots of creatures. Take that, my own guy. Just realized my blood rush is not working. Instead of moving to places, I'm just... like to get all the guys there. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it though. Too many obstructions. Didn't get those guys. Didn't have any of them. Just a bad map, I guess. Was also horrible. Not gonna be able to do it, I don't think. This is one where you can do it. gotta get. Gotta get all these guys. Need a map like this in the beginning. I don't know why. I get them all over here. Nice. Ah! Come on. Where is he? Try and get them all together. Where's the other guy? How didn't that work? Alright. That's I'm gonna start it. Oh! Missed it! Come over here. I think it's gonna work. I get him? Where'd my angels go? Oh, they must have died. Yeah, I can do this forever. Maybe if he summons up a few more creatures. I don't know what happened to my angels. I guess they came down.
Returning to town.
I got the 500 kill streak, but I guess they died before the Rift Guardian had to come out. But that's the basic concept. I think those big open maps with lots of creatures, that's where you've got to do it. Any map that's like narrow, twisty, windy, I think you just gotta run right through it and get to the exit until you find a good map. But I think the build worked.
I haven't heard from the Herondrum.
I think the build worked. I think it's worth at least trying a couple more times. I don't think I'll do it tonight. Maybe I'll try it tomorrow. But my blood rush was not working, and I don't know if it's because I had it set to the right mouse button, but that's supposed to heal me every time I teleport through an enemy. So maybe I can switch these two. Let's see if I can put my siphon blood here. And let's see, I'll put Blood Rush here.
Want to find more gold out there? Bring a thief with you next time.
Okay, there we go.
Give it more time.
Has fallen to disgrace.
And once I've got a whole bunch of enemies cursed, now I think maybe this is actually a bad curse because it's slowing the enemies down by a lot. It's too bad though because I really like that cooldown time, but maybe I'd be better off with this one. No longer reduces their movement speed. Damage reduction increased to 40%. And this might be good too. The tough thing is that I don't... Oh no, actually I do have it. That's gonna... Tough thing was gonna be this Bane of the Trapped. I don't know. I'm gonna try it one more time though. Now that I've got my Blood Rush, that could be a major source of healing for me, so I wouldn't have died a couple times in there. But I might not need to do this too much until I'm ready to start doing my thing. Because I don't want to slow the enemies down too much. Look at this. It slows them down 75%. I want to pull them together, so if they're slowed, they won't be able to come to me as much as I want them to. But either way, I think that was a pretty good test. I'm going to try it again in the morning when I'm all rested up. So, alright, I will see you all next time, and I'll give it another try tomorrow morning. Bye, everyone.